Welcome once again to another episode of B&B Hockey Talk. Monday, November 19th. Welcome, everybody. My name is Aaron Bloxel with my co-host, Mr. Matt Balzer. Matt, let's start off the week with NHL 3 stars of the week that were announced today. Hit us.
All right, yeah. So we have as the third star today is Joe Pavelski of the San Jose Sharks. In 3 games, he had 5 goals and 6 points. The second star of the week was goaltender Corey Crawford, went 2-0-1 in his past 3 games with a .65 goals against average. And the first star is from the Columbus Blue Jackets, Cam Atkinson, who had 5 goals and three assists, including a hat trick against the Carolina Hurricanes, which he tied Rick Nash for the most in franchise history with his 5th of his career. So, those are the 3 stars this week. Atkinson and Pavelski really heating things up. I think Atkinson's up to 12 goals and Pavelski's up to 13.
Well, let's start off in the Pacific Division, where on the weekend we saw an intense game. The Battle of Alberta came back. Calgary, Edmonton. Man, that was an incredible game. Reminded me of the 80s and the 90s. Just both teams came to play. Was that your favorite game this weekend, or was there another one that stood out to you?
Well, it's one of my favorites. Yeah, each team combined for 56 penalty minutes. Most of those coming in that first period, with Tkachuk being in the middle of it, Sam Bennett and Darnell Nurse having a really good fight. I think it's always good. It's like that first game of the season between Calgary and Edmonton did not disappoint whatsoever. You got goals from all the big guns. McDavid basically skating the length of the ice for a Draisaitl, setting him up for a nice goal. And Elias Lindholm continues to play really well, up to 11 goals and 21 points so far this year, as that top line continues to go for Calgary. But yeah, I think that was like the best game over the weekend for sure. But Edmonton's starting to struggle of late. I think they are. What do I have here? Edmonton is 3-7-0 in their last 10 games. So after that really big hot streak that they had, where they were all the way up in 3rd in the Pacific Division, they're now 4th last in the Western Conference right now.
It's tough. I know the parity still in this league. Gary Bettman must be just absolutely loving it. So much parity. You win a couple, you're in the top of your division, the top 10 in the league. You lose a couple, all of a sudden you're in the bottom half. So it's tight like that in every single division. There was divisions aside, there was several milestones hit this weekend. Why don't you roll us through those?
All right, yeah. So Dion Phaneuf played in his 1,000th career game against the Nashville Predators on the weekend. Along with Jason Spezza, got his 900th career point against the New York Islanders yesterday. Claude Giroux got his 700th career point on the weekend as well. And Henrik Lundqvist moved into 7th all-time, passing Jacques Plante with his 438th career win as the King continues to dominate for New York.
That's a lot of stats. There were also some injuries. I know we missed one on Friday. Goaltender Brian Elliott of the Philadelphia Flyers. Why don't you update us on that, as well as the other ones that you've got of note?
Yeah, so just a couple injuries. Brian Elliott will be out 2 weeks with a lower body injury. Trevor Lewis with the LA Kings suffered a fractured foot and is considered week to week right now. Jason Demers is the biggest one. He suffered a knee injury and is out for the rest of the season. I saw that the Coyotes GM may be hopeful they might be back towards the end of the season, but it looks like his year is done. Darren Helm with the Detroit Red Wings is out 6 to 8 weeks with an upper body injury, and Matt Cullen is out long-term with a lower body injury.
A couple of firsts this weekend, including Erik Karlsson's first ever goal with the San Jose Sharks. I see tonight Tanner Pearson has his first ever with the Pittsburgh Penguins. What else do you got for us on those?
Yeah. So that Erik Karlsson goal, man, you could tell he's been waiting to put that puck in the back of the net. He walked into that thing and ripped it by Chad Johnson for his first. As he's actually starting to heat up now. I think he's up to 12 points in 21 games. But of late, he's been on a really big hot streak for the Sharks. Just some other guys that are really streaking right now. Well, Leon Draisaitl with the Edmonton Oilers is up to 12 goals and 23 points. But I think just about every night, even though they aren't putting up the W's right now, he's really stepping up, especially moving up onto McDavid's line, has really opened things up. I think off the top of my head, that's like the biggest hot streaks that I know. Timo Meier as well with the Sharks. They got a few guys. He's up to 12 goals and 9 assists on the season, as he looks like to be the biggest breakout star so far this year. I would say up to a point a game this year. I think last year he only had 21 goals and only like 38 points, so it looks like he's going to demolish that record this year. He could be sort of like Mikko Rantanen last season, where he had 84 points, but the year previous he only had 36. But yeah, there we go. Speaking of that top line with Colorado, they combined for 3 goals and 9 points last night or 8 points last night against Anaheim Ducks. Rantanen scoring the OT winner with 1.3 seconds left in overtime, and he still leads the NHL in points with 32 in about 21, 22 games, something like that. Yeah, McKinnon's up to 13 goals. Landeskog's at 13 goals. But yeah, they're really carrying the Colorado Avalanche right now. But yeah, those would be my big guys right there.
A few teams having some potential goaltending controversy. We've already touched on the New Jersey Devils, Corey Schneider, Keith Kincaid. We'll touch on that again. But Calgary with David Rittich and Mike Smith. And is there a potential goaltending controversy happening in Edmonton soon with Cam Talbot?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think Rittich, it's like you got to ride this guy as much as you can. Like so far this year, he's 6-1-0 with a 1.92 goals against average and a 9.33 save percentage. Mike Smith so far this year is 5-7-1 with a 3.48 goals against average and an 8.76 save percentage. So if you just look at those numbers there, when your number one or should be number one goalie's save percentage is below 900 and not even just below by 900, it's pushing all the way down to like an 8.5 save percentage. So I think you got to ride Rittich, especially with these younger goalies and Smith being a UFA at the end of the year. You got to start playing these guys. And also in Edmonton, Mikko Koskinen is 4-2-0 so far this year with a 9.17 save percentage. But Cam Talbot is 5-8-1 with an 8.88 save percentage. So sort of the same thing that's happening in Calgary, where these younger goalies are coming in and are pushing out the older guys, and the coaches are giving them an opportunity to play over it, no matter what the salary is for the other guy.
We won't go over it in detail, but we touched on parity when we opened up the show today. As an example, I mean, most of the divisions are like this for the most part, but the Central Division, the second place Minnesota Wild to the 5th place Colorado Avalanche, 4 teams, 2 points separates those 4 teams. That's how tight the standings are this year. I know other news, Canuck fans are interesting to know about their recent call-up. Why don't you fill us in on that? And fill us in with some news and notes about their game tonight against the Winnipeg Jets.
So Sam Gagner got a surprising call-up yesterday. He has 15 games. He has 7 goals and 15 points. So far a point a game down in the AHL. But we thought once when he got sent down, that was sort of the end of the relationship with the Canucks, and that they try to find a trade, a partner or something. But with all the injuries and with Bo Horvat leading the league in faceoffs taken, and it's not even close. I think it's second place guy is like 100 something back of him, and he's taken just over 40% of the Canucks faceoffs this season, which is it's crazy that a guy's basically taking about half the face off this year. With Gagner, hopefully they play him at center just so it gives them some breaks out there. And with Gagner, it's a scoring guy, a guy that can put up some points at least. With guys playing like Tim Schaller on his line, and with the Canucks struggling to score of late, you need a bit of an offensive boost up there. And I think Gagner, even though he can be inconsistent at times, when he gets on a hot streak, he can put some points up.
Absolutely. Why don't you wrap it up with some final thoughts, some final words before we end today's show?
All right. Yeah. So the rest around the league here, we won't go too much in depth just because it is a shorter week in the NHL games wise. But the Pittsburgh Penguins continue to struggle. They're 2-7-1 in their last 10 games. Jim Rutherford keeps looking to make for some trade partners to really help their back end and their depth scoring. Outside of their top two lines, once when you get down to their bottom six, they haven't had much consistent scoring going on right now. The Tampa Bay Lightning and the Toronto Maple Leafs continue to rock and roll. With Toronto, they swept California for the first time since 1995 as they went through Anaheim, San Jose, and LA pretty easily. And I think that just about wraps up. Basically, all the teams are sort of in the same spots that they were on Friday, standings-wise. And with the Canucks tonight playing the Winnipeg Jets, this could be a rough one tonight if the Jets keep going the way they have with Patrick Laine, Blake Wheeler, and Mark Scheifele leading the way there. Markstrom starts tonight. Alex Edler, Brock Besser, we're skating today. Edler could be back in the lineup at the end of this week when they go on their road trip down to California, which would be a big boost for their back end, especially with all the injuries and some of the younger guys having to step up. And we might finally get Michael Del Zotto back out of the lineup after his dumb penalty that he took against the Montreal Canadiens and cost us the W. But hey, Team Tank has to come out somewhere, and he stepped up there in that game.
We knew it was bound to happen sooner than later, right? Lose for Hughes. Anyways, remember to like and share on our Facebook page. Subscribe to us on YouTube. And again, on our Facebook page, though, we do interact a lot more with all of our listeners and friends of the show. So keep giving us some love. We appreciate all your comments. We appreciate everything that you guys do with us. Talk about your favorite team. Let us know who your stars are. And we will see you guys on Wednesday. Have a fantastic evening of watching lots of hockey. And for all of our American friends, get ready to eat lots of turkey this Thursday. All right, guys, have a fantastic evening, and we'll talk to you guys on Wednesday.